Hi, my name is Natalie, and I've been practicing and teaching Tantric meditations for the past 10 years, and I do private sessions with men who have issues around their sexuality and relationships with women, and I help them do the inner work and the emotional work, and I also teach how to work with the physical body and the physical sexual energy in a different way. And I also help them see the mental constrictions that they have around their sexuality, probably from childhood. And yeah, I do that mainly with men. It's something that I did with myself, and then I did it with women for a while, and then eventually at some point I just started working with men. And you know, with Tantra, usually a man teaches a woman and a woman teaches a man. So I do sessions with men. So I do these videos on YouTube. I recently opened my channel and I talk about different cases that I've had and different experiences that I've had and different tips and different techniques and different tools that we can use to start working with our sexual energy in a different way. Instead of doing it on a very like basic primal, physical, oh, I'm horny and I want to come, I want to, you know, we can start looking at sexuality as like, wait, it's sexual energy. It's something that can be very healing. It's something that I can start working with in a different way that I'm used to. And for that, we can start doing tantric meditations and tantric masturbation and different exercises so that we can start to feel the sexual energy in a different way. And instead of having it only in the penis and then ejaculating it outside of our body, we can start transmuting it and keeping the sexual energy in our body, but not just keeping it and holding it in, actually like moving it up the body, and then the whole body experiences the sexual energy and not just the penis. And sexual energy is life energy, so it can be very healthy for our mind, our body, and our emotions to spread more of that life energy in our entire body and not just in our sexual organs. So I recently talked to a man. His like issue was that he finds it hard to climax during sex with women. And eventually we found out, you know, he grew up in a very religious family. They were not open about sex at all. And a lot of the adults he grew up with told him very scary stories about sex and masturbation, like bad things will happen to you if you do that. And basically God will punish you if you do it. God will not love you anymore if you masturbate. But as a teenager, he was horny, so he still masturbated. And at the same time, he had this insane fear that God is going to abandon him. And that made him feel very, very guilty every time he masturbated. And that is one of the reasons why he can't actually enjoy sex with women today or climax, because he has so much guilt inside of his body. So when I talked to him, I explained, you know, obviously God loves us, God created our body, God created sexual energy, everything's okay, it's all right to love yourself, it's okay to masturbate, it's okay to pleasure yourself, everything's okay. But on the physical level, I try to explain, you know, what I'm talking about now about the sexual energy, because we want to kind of reframe the stories that we have about sex, because a lot of them are very negative, very like guilt-ridden, and a lot of anxiety and a lot of anger and fear. And we want to reframe our sexuality. And we can do that by changing the terms. And instead of I'm horny, I have the sexual energy in my body has been activated. So we want to look at it as sexual energy. So when we look at it as energy, there isn't as much guilt. Like, we want to reframe the whole story about our sexual energy, basically. So I gave him a physical exercise to do at home with himself and his penis. He told me he actually masturbates once a day. And, you know, I said, fine, that's okay. It might be a lot of ejaculations and it might be a little stressful for your body, but that's fine. Let's take the masturbation that you're doing every day and let's, you know, once a week. So if you're doing it 7 times a week, you're doing it once a day, one of those times, let's transform one of the times to a tantric session with yourself. So in that time, in the tantric session, this is what you're going to do differently. First of all, you're going to pay more attention to your body in general, because a lot of men, when they masturbate, all their attention is around the penis. And then, you know, where our attention goes, our energy goes, and all our attention is there, and all the sexual energy is building up, so it has to come out at one point. So instead of being focused only on your penis, try and like pay attention to the rest of your body. A good way of paying attention to your body is breathing, like deep, long, slow breaths while you are masturbating, and paying attention to your shoulders, to your face, to your anus, to the muscles in your body, and start relaxing all of your body while you're masturbating and working with the sexual energy. And then when you reach the point of no return, which is, you know, they say it's like 70% sexual energy in your body, but it's that point where you masturbate and you know that if you're going to keep on masturbating, you're definitely going to ejaculate. But if you stop, you know, you can still stop. Because after that point of no return, you can't stop physically, like the orgasm is already happening. So I want to stop at that 70% point of no return. And you know, I don't want to just stop and then go on with my day. That's just weird. Like, what are you going to do with all the energy? You might get like blue balls or pain down there because it's just stuck there now. So that's not a good thing. So if that's what you're doing, it's better to just ejaculate. If you're just like masturbating, stopping, and then going on with your day, I don't think that's very healthy or good for you. So I would ejaculate in that case. But if we are doing this practice, at the point of no return, at that 70%, you let go of your penis and you lie down on your back. And in yoga, we call it Shavasana, which is the dead man pose. You know, you're lying on your back, arms by your body, legs are, you know, spread out straight, and you're not moving at all. That's why it's a dead man pose. You don't move at all, and you're breathing. And in the beginning, you know, you're going to have an erection, a very hard erection, because you just masturbated to the 70%, to the point of no return. And then you start breathing, and I like to teach the breathing to the anus, to the first chakra. So you breathe in and you let go. And then when you breathe out, you kind of clench the butthole so that the energy goes down. And then you breathe in, you let go, and it kind of creates this like microcosmic cycle inside of our body. And if we do that when we're lying on our back with an erection, what's going to happen is the sexual energy is going to start moving with that cycle up and down. And then you might feel like tingling or different sensations all over your body. And your erection is going to release itself. Like, you won't have an erection anymore. It won't be as hard as it was in the beginning, because all the sexual energy that was in the penis that created the erection has now spread throughout your entire body. So it's not just in that one organ. So that one organ is going to be more relaxed. And try to do between 10 to 30 breaths like that and see what happens. See what it does. Because a lot of this is exploration. Besides the fact that I'm not a man, so I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen to you, it's different for every person, and it's an internal experience. It's not something that's very easy to talk about with words, because words make it very small and dense. But you're going to experience something there. Sensations, maybe emotions that come up, maybe different visions that suddenly appear in your mind. Maybe you're going to start shaking throughout your whole body, which is something that I know that you see on YouTube with like Kundalini stuff, and people do like energy healing with people and they start shaking. So we can do that by ourselves at home. It looks a lot more dramatic than it is. The shaking is just like, oh, the sexual energy is in my entire body and not just in my penis. So a lot of things can happen to you there. And it's going to change from time to time, and it's going to change from person to person, and it's never going to be exactly the same, but it's definitely going to be completely different than what you're used to. And at the end of the session, once all the sexual energy has been spread throughout your body, you're going to feel different than you usually feel after masturbation, and you're probably going to feel a lot better. And that's the exercise that I told this guy to do. And why? First of all, be familiar with your sexual energy. See how much stress you have there and start to relax. And don't put so much pressure on the sexual energy and on your penis. And learn how to work with the sexual energy in a different way so that you can enjoy sex more. And also pay attention, this is what I told him, to the thoughts and visions that come up while you're on your back breathing, because, you know, you might find a lot of memories of childhood where you felt so guilty, and you just want to, you know, hug the inner child if those memories come up, and just reteach him that, like, everything's okay, you're allowed to touch your penis, it's fun, it's good, everything's okay. So that's like reteaching the inner child, the kid that we used to be, that what he's doing, and it, you know, it feels really good, it's okay, it's not a bad thing. So complex, you know, I'm trying to do these videos and explain very big concepts of things that I've been practicing for years. But I know most people who watch my channel are probably beginners, and maybe you're interested in this for various reasons, and this is one specific exercise. I've given it to so many men, and I know that it's done so many good things for them, and it's completely changed the way they look at their body and their sexual energy, and it's completely changed their sexual experiences. So I recommend you try it. And again, out of all the times you masturbate a week, however many times that is, at least once, transform it into this kind of exercise and see what happens. And, you know, we're not doing this for results or to reach a specific goal. We're doing this to change our perspective and to create a new, healthy, loving connection with our sexual energy, with our sexuality, with our body, and with ourselves. So that's the exercise I wanted to talk to you about today. If you've done it at home and you've experienced stuff, please tell me in the comments, because I love to hear what people experience, and because it's always so different from each person. So if you want to share, I would love to hear about that. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. It's new, and I've been uploading these videos. I'm not really sure how to do it yet, but I'm trying my best, and we'll see how it goes. So if you did like this video, please like it, please subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you very much for listening, and good luck with your exercise.